Now, I have another amazing machine to show you. The Brother Essence VM5200 has a lot of the same qualities of the XP2, and it's truly pound for pound one of our best deals during the anniversary sale. This is both a sewing machine, an embroidery machine, and a quilting machine. It has a large 8 by 12 inch embroidery area, beautiful, 318 beautiful designs, automatic needle threader. It has automatic basting. It removes the jump stitches between jumps, all kinds of features like a top model machine. It also has an exclusive feature which does bobbin work. What bobbin work is, it takes a design, but it works with thicker thread. It has a custom bobbin case that comes with it so you can work with a ribbon or a braid, and you sew in reverse. That's actually the top of the fabric, and the back, you get a wonderful texture. So you sew in reverse, and it's truly amazing what you can get out of it. But also sewing. It has over 11 inches of space for quilting, 715 built-in designs and stitches. It also will sew in all different directions, so your patterns are much larger. It has your automatic fabric sensor, so it will sew on heavy fabric, it will sew on sheer fabric. It also automatically pivots when you come to an edge, at the end of the seam. It will raise the foot automatically for you, like for blanket stitching. It has all kinds of quilting stitches built in. But let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the Essence VM5200. Again, we have a beautiful machine that has a large bed, and I can switch, I can sew on it, I can embroider on it without taking off my embroidery unit. But it also has a tray that comes with it so you can store all your different accessories. Look at the beautiful lighting across the bed of the machine. And what I want to start off with is let's show you some sewing features on this here. So just like the Luminaire XP2, I have my automatic fabric sensor. I want to turn that on. It also has it where it will automatically lower the foot for you when you're off. I can have it where it automatically when I when I do a tie off. So all these functions are for my control. Let's look at the bed of the machine. And right here we have a denim seam. That's 3 layers of denim. Here's 6 layers, 9 layers. So that's 9 layers of denim. And so when we take this here, this is what's amazing about this machine. It will actually sew, and I'm not going to hold on to the fabric. It will climb up over that. It automatically adjusts and sews beautifully over that. That's what that automatic fabric sensor does. Now I'll take this, and without any adjustments, I'll go right to this sheer fabric. This is so sheer it almost curls up. And so the point is, the fabric flows so beautifully. I'm not holding or pulling on the fabric whatsoever. I can go faster if I want to. So when you look at this, I'll hold this out, it's just so beautifully balanced. And there's no puckering whatsoever sewed over that heavy denim to the sheer. That's what automatic fabric sensors do for you. Now let's look on the screen. And again, everything looks like a book, very similar to the XP2. I've got my quilt category, and I want to use my patchwork stitch. Right here, this is my straight stitch, but when we look at the foot, it adjusted the needle to be 1/4 inch from the edge of the foot. Now it does have a 1/4 inch foot that comes with it, but I don't have to use it with this because I can take this here and I could just use the edge of my foot and actually sew so wonderful. And I'm going to actually just take this here and just start sewing. And I can just chain off 1/4 inch. And so the thing about this is just so easy to work with. One after the next. It's so smooth. Now, let's do something else. What we have here is a quilt sandwich, and I want to baste this, and this is quite amazing. So when we look on the screen here, this is my basting stitch. And now let's look on the fabric. And I'll slow this down so you can see it. See, what it does is it stitches, then it moves the fabric. and then it stitches. So it's truly giving me an extra long stitch. And so there's so many different reasons that you would want to use this. I can baste down and base an area down if I wanted to get more control. But that right there is quite an amazing feature. Now, what if I'm working with something where I couldn't turn my fabric? So let's go on the screen over here, and I can sew stitches, even a zigzag, in different directions. So this says zigzag to the left. So let's look at the screen, or look at the fabric. It actually sews sideways. So there's many different applications of that. Now, let's say we want to do a very large pattern like something you'd see on a quilt. Let's go on the screen and go to my decorative stitches, and we've got all different types of decorative stitches, tons of them built in. And these are much larger patterns than you typically would find on an existing machine. There's one that I want to have way over here. There's so many of them. This one, I like this one right here. And so I want to have it where it pivots when I'm done. But if I look at the fabric, this actually sews in all different directions. And this would be a wonderful pattern on a sashing of a quilt. So you see how large this is. I'm going to stop at the end here and pivot. And if I want to continue on, I can make a border. This is all without an embroidery hoop. And we look at this. Isn't that amazing? The size of that and the stitches. There's so many different ways you can use this. Now let's switch to embroidery. I go home here, and I have my home base. I go to Embroidery Edit. And this is where we have all kinds of beautiful monograms. I'm going to show you those monograms later. But we have all different types of beautiful designs. So many of them. Some of them that are so beautiful and large. Again, we have that 8 by 12 inch embroidery area. But let's return. And I'm going to take a little design. It's a little flower. And I want to take this here and duplicate it. It actually has a design multiplier where I can take this and I can increase up and down. And so I have one row. Now if I want to, I can multiply it across the hoop. Now let's change the spacing. Now I remove the center, and this gives me the ability to add a letter. When I switch to embroidery, I don't know if you noticed, but it lined up all the light colors. So it color sorted that border. So it's going to do all the pink first, all the green, and the different shade of greens, and then finish the letter finally. And when I'm done, this is the results you get right here.